Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Jeremy Uncensored. With this, I'm going to be talking a lot about parenting, real world stuff. Every episode is going to be about parenting, but most of it will be, I believe, because quick backstory on me. Obviously, my name's Jeremy. I'm a single dad, and I'm raising two daughters, one 13, one's about to turn 12 in 2 weeks. The challenges that I've had, the challenges that I know that are coming, I try to prepare myself for. We'll get all into that maybe this episode or the next. One of the main reasons that I decided to do this, one, I was really encouraged to by numerous people to just do it. I'm also a part of another project that me and a friend does, and it's just more on sports. But this one right here, again, I've had a lot of people encourage me to say, hey, you should do this. And so we're going to give it a shot. I'm hoping that, we get followers to follow, build up the followers. But the main thing is that interaction with parents. I don't care if you're married, single dad, single mom, because everybody parents different. And there might be times where, and I know I've done this too as a parent, where I didn't look at something this certain way, but then like discussing it with other people, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I should have probably looked at it that way. There's a lot of times at night when I go to bed, I'll sit back and I'll think, did I handle a situation right? Maybe my girls got into a fight. Did I go overboard? Did I, was my body language okay? Whatever the case may be. I always look at it and go, did I handle it right? Most of the time I can say yes. There's probably been a couple of times where I was like, no, you know what, I didn't. And then what I'll do is I'll apologize to the kids. Maybe I had a bad day at work and I came off snippy. I don't, didn't mean to, but maybe I did. And, there's nothing wrong with apologizing to your kids when you again, might have had a bad day at work, or maybe got a phone call that, was bad for whatever case may be, and then they're the first ones you see. Your kid just walks up and says something or does something, and you just you're a little bit snippy. Again, I've done that, and I've apologized to my daughters for it, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's good to look back on that and go, yeah, I should have handled that better, or you know what? I was extra nice there. Maybe they should have got grounded for 2 weeks and I didn't ground them. It's okay. Again, we all parent different. And so to get that interaction is, to me, awesome. Also, going to try to use this as a form of encouragement. Not just the single moms and dads. It can go to married couples as well. Parenting is not easy, okay? Again, this whole show that I'm doing, not just set on parenting, but for the most part it is. But there will probably be times that I'll jump on here and rant and rave about what's going on out in the world, whatever that may be. Because sometimes, it does affect us. Does all of it affect us? No. Some people say it does. I totally disagree with that, especially if it's beyond, say, like my control. I really don't worry about it too much. So as far as it goes, gets out, encourages parents to sometimes as parents we feel like we're failing. That's not the case, and so don't think that you are. Keep your head up. Always keep your head up. My whole thing is if you're going to bed at night and your bills are paid, kids have ate, you ate, you're doing fine. You're succeeding. I'm going to end each episode with a thing called the final thought. That's just something that I came up with. It probably sounds dumb, but I like it, so I'm going to do it. And who knows what that'll be. I'll have that in my head, maybe what it's going to be, but I don't write stuff like notes. I don't write stuff down like this isn't pre-rehearsed, okay? Because for me, and I'll be totally honest with you, I probably won't even do hardly any editing on this, just because it's going to be recorded live and I'll just post it on my YouTube channel. The reason that I don't rehearse stuff like that is because I don't feel like it comes from the heart. So I may write down like some show notes, like I did write down like a quick intro, talk about my backstory a little bit, but just little bullet points. I don't write down word for word what I'm going to say. So I'm going to be real with you. You never know with me what I'm going to say and what I'm going to come up with. It's just the way it is, and maybe it makes this more interesting. Maybe it'll make it funny at times. Maybe I'll step on some people's toes. I'm going to be real with you, though, in the end, I don't care. All right? I don't. People who really know me know that. It's not me being mean, but generally, if you get triggered by something that somebody says, and I don't mean like them being just disrespectful and trying to be mean to you, but maybe it's on a topic and you feel like you want to go on the defense or you want to write a hateful comment or something, that's all you are. You're just a comment. Okay? Maybe it gives you something you need to think about. I may say something that gives me myself something to think about, like in the end. So I'm just go ahead and throw that out there. You just never know what's going to come out of it. I have no filter. Okay? I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum, but again, at times I have no filter. With that being said, I'll go into any challenges that I have with my two daughters. I try to be prepared for, and some of them I know what's going to happen, and I'm ready. Some that hasn't happened, I've already got something in mind. For example, I know eventually I'm going to have to put up with the first boyfriend. Okay? We're going to have a talk. Okay? Now, my kids know that I will be on their first date. I told them I'm not going to sit at the same table with them if they go to Panda Express while they're eating. I'm not going to sit at the same table, but I am going to be near. Okay? If they go to a movie, I don't care if we're watching Care Bears. Big Daddy is going to be right there. Again, I won't sit in the same row. I'll sit, 5, 6 rows back, but it's going to be where I can keep an eye on things, right? Because whenever their first date is, I don't care if they're 14, 15, 16. For that many years, it's been my job to protect them. And it still is, even though they're dating some dude, it's still my job to protect them, right? But I've also got to trust that if I'm not there, when they finally go out on their dates on their own, that the dude can protect them, right? And look, let's get real. A lot of men, okay, this right here is talking to the married guys and the single dads. A lot of us men, we talk about, this is what we're going to do when they go on their first date. A lot of times, be real, Bad Boys 2, if you've never seen that movie, you ought to check it out. The scene with Martin and Will when Reggie shows up. A friend of mine, we've already discussed this. Now, that will probably be done, not necessarily to my kid, but maybe to his. We'll see. But we all joke about what we're going to do. Some of us may not joke. Some of us might be real, right? Nowadays, you got to watch it, because if you used to be you could clean that gun and it'd be fine. Nowadays, they're, probably going to call the law on you or something. But we all do kid around about what we're going to do. Some of us don't. But, yeah, we have to put that trust into that guy when he takes our daughters out to on a date. Know that they're protected. Know that they're safe. Both my kids know that I don't care how old they are, even when they get married, no matter where I'm at. Currently, I live in North Dakota. I'm originally from Kentucky. Whether I'm still here or I move back, they know they're always going to have a home wherever I'm at as long as I'm breathing, right? So, whether they're dating some bozo or they marry some dude, and, things get bad, whatever, they know they can always call dad, come home. Wherever I'm at, my home is their home, okay? The challenge, as I was speaking, though, was getting prepared for that first date. Also, I hope that it doesn't happen. But it could happen that there will be the challenge of that first broken heart, the first breakup. got to handle it differently than I did, okay? Mine was just, whatever, I don't care. I broke up with a girl too. And again, I just went along about my business. I've gotten dumped. Again, I just went along about my business. Men and women, we handle things differently. I figure I need to be prepared for that. I hope that it never happens. I hope that they meet somebody and they fall in love and that's who they're with until one of them or both of them take their last breath. That's my hope. Will it happen? I don't know. But I am prepared for both of them in the event that a breakup happens. In saying that, there's a lot of times that, the daughters don't want to talk to the dad. I get it. Okay. I totally get it. My daughters know they can reach out. They have both their grandmothers. They have my sisters. They have their friends' moms because they know, they're allowed to talk to my kids about stuff. I'm fine with it. They all have that permission. They all know that they can reach out to these people. And that's where I'm thankful. And you all know who you are if you're watching this, because I'm not going to give out names without actually asking people, hey, if I'm doing an episode, is it okay if I name drop you? Because I don't want to do that. Some people don't want their names broadcasted all over the internet, which I totally understand and respect. But they know they can reach out, and the people know that they can talk to my kids because I trust them. I don't do that with people I don't trust, but specific individuals I trust. Their moms, and I see how they raise their kids, and they're awesome. So I can trust that. Within those challenges that I'm not prepared for, because life always throws us a curveball. So I can't be prepared for every little thing, but by golly, I'm going to be prepared for the most. Try to be, okay? I generally don't go into things without a contingency plan. I try to have that contingency plan in place. Does it always work? No. Does it work sometimes? Yes. I can admit that, but there are times where I'm like, crap, that did not work at all. Wrong plan for the wrong, situation. I wouldn't change anything when it comes to myself with my two daughters. I've been looking at the date now. I've been divorced for 4 years. Got custody of both kids, and I wouldn't change anything. Them two are awesome. They're respectful. At least I hope they are. I've been told that they are, so I'm gonna go with the word, because I try to teach them yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, please and thank you. You respect people's houses, respect their rules. Sometimes they drive me up the wall. I'm not gonna lie. But more often than not, they mean well, and they do awesome. And they do great at school, so that's a big help. And, just at random times, got up the other morning. My youngest daughter, I call her my early bird, because looking at the time filming this right now, it's 8:30. She's probably going to get ready to go to bed between now and 9 o'clock. And that's no time set by me. That's just her. But she goes to bed early. She gets up early, even on the weekends. So we got this 4-day weekend this past weekend for Easter and stuff. And I get out of bed one morning, and my youngest daughter she's up, smiling ear to ear. And I said, what's wrong? Not that there was anything wrong, but I'm like, what's going on here? And she told me that she got bored, so she cleaned the kitchen. When she cleaned the kitchen, she just wiped down the cabinets. She didn't do the dishes, which is fine, because I had cooked some stuff, and there were certain little items I knew that I probably needed to put a little extra elbow grease into. Not saying that she can't do it, but just to make sure that they were clean, like really good. I figured I would do that, and so she left me that. But she wiped down everything else, and she rearranged. I got this little kitchen island. Okay, and I told her that my girls have all these cups I try to tell people not to get them cups, but nobody ever listens to me. So they got all these cups, and I told her, I was like, man, I need to box some of these up or do something with them because they're just getting overrun. And she rearranged the kitchen, this little kitchen island that I have, and she made room for all of them. And she was like, I know you said you want to box them up, but Dad, we use them. And, or if this one's dirty and we haven't cleaned it yet, we got this. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. So I was thankful for that. And I obviously told her thank you. And of course, she had a smile ear to ear. My oldest daughter, I joke around with her a lot. I call her Darlene. That's not her real name. I call her Darlene from Roseanne because a lot of times she just hangs out in her room. Every now and then she will grace us with her presence, and it's mostly to get food or get a drink or ask me for money so she can go to the coffee shop. Okay? Wouldn't change it, though. It's funny. We crack up. Again, she does great at school. They each know how to do their laundry, and they do it when they need something clean. They'll tell me that they're doing it just so I know. And again, I wouldn't change it for the world. Some parents don't want to give their kids chores, which give me some feedback on that. Because I don't understand why. There's nothing wrong with it. If they know how to do their laundry, both my kids know how to cook. Apparently my youngest can cook better than my oldest, or my oldest is really pulling my youngest leg by making her cook stuff. But I never really got some of the parents out there that don't make their kids do chores. I've had my kids help me mow the yard. My oldest wanted to even learn how to weed eat, and I showed her. And then when they took turns push mowing, at the time I had 2 push mowers. And so it wasn't like I was just sending them out there while, I stayed in the recliner drinking Mountain Dew. But I just never really understood that. So hit me up with some feedback on that as to why, if you don't have your kids do chores, why not? Because I never fully understand, because I don't see a problem with it. Some people do. In saying all that, I'm hoping that people like this. And again, I'll add more to it. This was just kind of a quick introduction to me and little stuff about my kids. Again, they're 13. One's turning 12 in 2 weeks. I can't believe it because honestly, I felt like it was just yesterday that they were born. But I always said you'll blink, they'll be teenagers, you'll blink again, they're graduating high school, blink again, and they're married. And so, yeah. I always tell my kids, don't ever marry for money. I don't care how rich they are. I don't care what they can buy you. Don't just settle for money, because it doesn't always end well. Well, that can be for another episode too. So for tonight, I will say that for my final thought will be just words of encouragement to all parents. When you feel like you're failing, or if you feel like you're failing, you're not, okay? You're doing a great job. You play the cards that are dealt to you. If you can go to bed at night, and this goes for all parents, if you go to bed at night, your bills are paid, kids have ate, you've ate, you're succeeding. To single parents, moms, dads, if you go to bed, maybe you got a 1-bedroom apartment, you got 2 kids, maybe you're sleeping in the living room on the couch because you want your kids to have the room, you're not failing. Maybe you're working towards that 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom apartment. It takes time. Okay? Unless you hit the lottery tomorrow, you're not going to get the 3-bedroom house. Maybe you have to work for it. And that's okay. A lot of people say have a 5-year plan. Don't set goals that are going to weigh you down and you feel like, I haven't met anything and I feel like I'm failing, and you just want to give up. Don't give up. It may take you 6 years. It may take you 7 years. That's okay. Do we all want that bigger house? Maybe. Okay. Do we all want the 3-4 bedroom house where we have a guest room or people can come over and stay, and or you have your own room for like an office, whatever it may be? Sure, you'll get there. Okay. Again, maybe you're sleeping on the couch so your kids can have the room. Again, you're not failing. You're succeeding. Why? Because they have a bed to sleep in. They got a roof over their head. You made sure they're fed. You're fed. Clothes on their back. And you got to get up and get ready for school. While they're at school, you got to go to work, whatever it may be. Maybe you're still living at home with your mom because maybe you had to move back in with your mom and dad. Again, you're not failing. Okay, you're doing whatever it takes. And what you're doing is you're ensuring that your kid is protected and safe. And so are you. So if you're sleeping on your mom and dad's couch or their guest room, guess what? You're not failing. You will get to where you need to get to. I promise you. It'll take time, but I promise you, you'll get to where you get to. And again, don't set goals that are going to weigh you down to where you're just going to give up. Don't ever give up. I have two main reasons why I don't quit. Okay? I will not quit. There's two main reasons. Why? And they're two little girls. I'm not going to give their name out. Actually, I will. Their names are Anna and Chloe. They're the two reasons why I refuse to quit, no matter what. No matter what the setbacks are. Do I get a little frustrated about some things? Absolutely, because we're all human. We're going to, right? But they are the two reasons why I don't quit, and I won't quit or give up. So in saying that, I know today's Wednesday. Normally I would probably say have a great week. Well, have a great rest of your week. Keep your heads up. And again, I'm going to try to do 2 of these a week, and we'll see how they go. Hopefully, again, give me some feedback. I asked a question earlier, so I'll end it with a question too. Why do some parents not require their kids to do chores? Gives me something to think about because I don't fully understand it. There might be a reason, but that's what I like because I like seeing things from other people's perspective. Sorry. So again, the question, why do some parents not require their kids to do chores? Hit me up. Tell your family, tell your friends. On YouTube at Jeremy Uncensored. And you all have a great rest of your week.